that. All right, so we're going to talk first about installing the Replicator product. And like Adam said, this is going to be very high level, so a lot of this is going to go by quickly. But we are going to cover each section in more detail as the course goes on. All right. So whenever you're installing Replicator, you know, you want to prepare your computers and your SharePoint environment for Replicator. You want to know what your Replicator network's going to look like. So you want to know all the farms that are involved. You want to make sure all your customizations that you've tested out are deployed to all your farms. You need to decide ahead of time if alerts are needed on all the farms for lists. A lot of lists you can alert enable. Right? By default, we don't replicate those alerts because most people don't want, you know, 5 or 6 alerts for the same item as we go. So you need to decide how that's going to work. And then you just need to install Replicator. So you only need to install Replicator on one computer in each farm. It has to be a computer running that SharePoint Web Application Service. And the reason you only have to install on one is because you only need the engine running on one server in the farm. You can have that engine running on multiples. You just do the install several times on each server in the farm. Or you can have one. It all depends on how much traffic you're going to have, etc. Okay. And then configure. You know, part of the install is we're going to see a configuration wizard pop up. And that's basically what's going to let you, it'll deploy the solutions, create the services, and let you do a minimal configuration during the install. Okay. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to show you what I've done is I've captured a video and I'm going to walk through it. This install actually takes probably from 15 minutes to a half an hour, depending on how big your farm is. I've kind of condensed it down so that we can fit it into a session here. So I'm just going to share it up. So the first thing that you do is you're going to go to the MentalObjects website and you're going to, let me move my mouse out of here, you're going to download the software. So under Product Downloads and Resources, you're going to click on Replicator. Under there, you'll click Downloads, and you'll download the latest software. Okay. Once you've got that software downloaded, you can save it to your hard drive. You're going to right-click on the zip, and you're going to extract everything. Okay. Now, once it's extracted, you're going to find the executable. You're going to right-click on that and run as administrator. All right, that's going to bring up the welcome screen. And here you're going to be able to read the eval guide or the quick start guide. If your first time through, I would read those. For our purposes, we're going to click Install Replicator. Going to extract that MSI, then we're going to get another welcome screen. And we're just going to hit Next. We're going to accept that license agreement and hit Next. And then we're going to choose the default folder to install to, and we're also just going to click Next. Okay, then we're going to hit Install to begin the install. That's just copying over all the files. So once we're done, we'll see the wizard complete, and we'll have the chance to launch that configuration wizard. We're going to hit Finish. And that's going to launch the configuration wizard. All right, the welcome screen is going to come up. We're going to hit Next. At this point, you're going to have to put in the password for the central admin application pool. That's who we run our engine as. We're going to hit Next. And then it's going to do the prereq checks. Once it's done, the next button is going to become available. You know, you'll get red or you'll get any messages that you'll have to deal with. But then we're going to install or upgrade the first replicator engine in this farm and click on Next. Here you're going to enter the license key that you were given and then click on Activate. If the activation is successful, you'll see a green checkbox, check mark at the end of the line here, and then we can click Next. Okay. And then I already have a shared folder available, so I'm just going to click Next. This is for the import and export directories we were talking about. I'll just click next again here. And then you can enable any of the web apps that you have available. For now, I'm going to just hit next because we're going to be doing that in the next demo. And then we're going to click on start to finish this install. This is going to install the services and deploy the solutions. And this part of the install can take a while. But once it's done, we'll see configuration complete. We'll click next. And it'll do its post-install checks to make sure everything got deployed and created properly. And then you can click next again. And that's really it. You can choose to launch Central Admin or just click finish. And that's all for the install of Replicator. Seems simple. So what I got, what we saw briefly through that install, I mean, we blazed through that. That's not going to be as fast in your own environment. The parts that take a long time are the solution deployment. If you have a large farm that has, 6 web front ends, it's going to take time to go through each of those 6 web front ends, deploy the solutions, and then wait for it to come back. So don't expect the install to take you 7 minutes like it did here. It is going to take you a little bit longer than that. Probably you're looking at least a half an hour per farm. More likely I would plan for about an hour just to be safe.